Coffee does not cure everything. This is strong though. So, hello everyone, I'm Jan, and welcome back to my little video game devlog from the towers in Manila. It's a beautiful day outside. It's hot, but not too hot, and yet I'm inside because I've been sick for 3 days now. For 3 days, stuck at home, working from home because I had to work the weekend. But the good news is I've got Monday, Tuesday off, so now I get to, now that I'm recovering, at least I get to sit behind the computer and fix that door I was working on. Well, that's the missus. She's got a Grab, which is the Uber equivalent here in Southeast Asia, on our way to work. Oh. If I cough, I apologize in advance. I'll have to keep an eye on the sound levels or turn that off. So yeah, just a little bug that left me with a very strong cold, very sore throat. Went up, clogged up, back to the throat. Now it's in my lungs. So, enough about my cough. Where are we at with the game? So I managed to crank out 2 devlogs last week. Thank you for tuning in. Hit like and subscribe if you like these things. Trying to be better about recording the development of this new project. I don't have a main game yet. I did, but then I switched it up because I got stuck and I realized I needed to learn more things and get better at the things that I had learned already, which I had forgotten. This is the many months in between doing this in my spare time. So I'm trying to, keep myself accountable and have something to look back on here on YouTube, maybe even Twitch later on, we'll see. And so I'm recording this in OBS again. And where I left off last Thursday was I had the door up and working, but then I realized that the door opening and closing, well, opening only, was actually done in the level blueprint and not in the blueprint of the door itself. And I realized, this door needs functions. So I can just tell the door to do this or do that. And so the door as an object in my game becomes a little bit more versatile. And so this is quite exciting. I have, let's see, where is, okay, let's go. Oh, okay. Anyway, I have a little compile error. Can I still hit play? Yeah. Let's fire up the Xbox controller. Will it be in time? Yes. Oh, so I went from one door over here to another door over here. And as you can see, you can talk to these doors because they have little icons. This one's not going to do anything yet. Still working on it. This one you can talk to. And I fixed the walking away, and then when you walk back, it's the same line of dialogue again. So now if I go back and I don't have the key, I get a different line of dialogue. It remembers now. I kind of messed that up, but I fixed it. Let's go grab the key. And the collision on that key needs to be a bit bigger. Now we go back to the door. We can open the door. So now we get to dialogue with the door. Let's use the red key. So why did it not happen? Blueprint compile error. Okay, so that's not good. It was working fine an hour ago. All right, let's go back in here. Let's see where there is an error. Is there an error? I don't see an error. I do not see an error. This is the new part. Okay. So this is the this is how I moved the door in the level blueprint. And basically I moved all this over into part function, part custom event, because I learned the hard way that a function cannot have a timeline. It is valid. Input. Here's the disable input. There, looks good. This is lock the door. Let's try that just one more time again. Open the door. Yes. Okay. Okay, so you can't play when there's a compiler error, but things might not work as intended. So now you can see I can walk underneath the door. Well, behind it, but it's the fake Zelda perspective from the 80s that I'm still enamored with. So we now have to figure out a little bit more functionality. I moved the door over here. Access. Before the players start over here, would walk in, the door would close. And then you would go around here and do the thing. Is to have one door object that can handle these different situations. So now I would like to use the same door object, walk in, the door at the start of the level is open, and when you walk through, it closes by having this little device talk to this device to close itself. That's what we want to do. And so that's where I was left off. I was building out some more functionality. Let's see if I can do this and talk at the same time. Very doubtful. So if I go into time-lapse mode, just so you know, it's not you, it's me. So if you, in case you're new here, I gave you a little explanation of project, of the streaming. So my name is Yann. I live in Manila with my wife, Maui, and our dog, the forever puppy, Lemon. And in my spare time, I'm learning how to game dev. I realized just the other day that this channel is actually 10 years old. I've been on this channel since 2015. And this channel used to be all in on becoming an artist, digital or traditional or otherwise. And you can find loads of videos like honing my craft as an artist, and loads of comic book stuff, loads of vlogs living in London, in Spain, traveling to France, the works. And but they're all quite old. And during the pandemic, kind of fell out of love with editing. I just, just all felt so pointless and time consuming. And I wanted to do other things. So I started doing other things. Now I feel like I kind of would like to get back into that. But I don't want it to become the time suck that it used to be because I simply don't have the bandwidth. I don't have that time available to just spend an entire Sunday just editing a video. I'd rather be doing this. So let's see how I can streamline all of this. Oh, set the office and keep the updates coming while learning and developing. Yay. Okay, so first things first. We want a door that is open at the beginning of the level. I find it very helpful to just type it out and be closed and event filter from Defender. Now, if you are starting your own Unreal Engine journey and you're learning, like I am, you might want to check out Cobra Code and his 2D courses on Udemy. His channel will be in the link down below. His courses really get you going from beginning to end. And when you do them over and over, you can really get something nice going and like really consolidate like how to get started on your own 2D video game project in Unreal. And a lot of those things that you learn will also translate into 3D projects. There are certain parts of building a game, like the kind of game I want, where he leaves that out because it has nothing to do with 2D. And so I got into some other side projects that taught me how to set up save game systems. And they came with save game systems. And one of them is called Defender. And so the event trigger is the little box over here that is actually part of the Defender project that I merged into this project. So I had a separate Defender project. I had a separate top-down 2D course project. That is this, and you will learn how to make this exactly the same in the Cobra course. I want to make this my own. I want to replace all the art, get something going. But one of the side projects I had was like, I want to take the Cobra Code course. I want to take the Defender, not plugin, but project, and I want to merge them together after failing to make my own save game system work the way I wanted it to. His works just fine, and is actually a little bit too advanced for my liking, but I managed to get by. And it also came with lots of other nice features, like the dialogue system that you see in this is all Defender. Yeah, it's awesome. So back to Door NPC. We have a typo here. This could be a little bit brighter. Oh. Oh, is that a typo or is that just door is open? It's just a capital I. Okay. Just to underscore is open. When any object is in the level, it has an event begin play. Like, what do I have to do when we start the game? And so I wanted to do everything that it parents, and the parent object from Defender, which is the BP NPC, wants to do, which is setting up the dialogue system, the correct dialogue table, like saving the game and loading the game and all that stuff that I don't want to have to deal with right now. And then we want to check, is this door open? because we want to get to a place where I can just drop in doors in levels, and then I can just hit a checkbox. Like this door is open at the start of the level. So if it is open, if this is true, then we need to go to the viewport and move this sprite tile texture. So far, following along. Okay, so I could either just open the door at the start of the level, or it is open at the start of the level. If I open the door, then I get to reuse the function that I made last night. If it is open, then either I reuse the function I made last night and make it super fast, so change the play rate of the timeline, or I have to set it. And now the problem is this. The amount the door moves up was giving me a headache because the timeline as it updates from 0 to 2 seconds, like this value, I imagine, is what the headache was back then, back yesterday. So if this is true, we plug this in. We go back to the level, we go here. This door is open. So nothing happens when I play. Player has no key, player has no key. Okay, good. So now we go through the trial and error. Trial and error. Okay. How much does it have to move up in the Y? Amount of door moves up when opened. When opened. Yeah. Floats. Compile and a save. Okay. Let's make this. It's subtracted, right? Okay, good. Well, it's 64 by 64, so let's do 50. Ah, gotcha. Hey, all right. Next problem. Next problem is, so this is clearly working. However, there's a the collision here that needs to go in order to allow you to walk through, but also it's rotated. And so Y is this way. This door is facing east. Door facing direction. Okay, this is gonna hurt my brain a little bit. It's nothing major. I've got a minus here, but if I want to move it up or down, then it could also be a plus. Move left, right. Okay, so that one. So I imagine, depending on the direction the door is facing, this will get changed. Door facing direction. Is the default. This one, get door facing direction. Switch on string. See, learning. I knew it existed. The default is north. All right, we're going to switch on the string. So depending which cardinal direction, we're going to do this. So the first case is going to be, go here, case north, east, west, east, south, sorry, go clockwise, south, west. That's better. I want to be able to reuse this. Oh. No, let's keep this. Oh, volcano erupting again. Ah, Canlaon.
Canlaon volcano released more sulfur dioxide on Sunday, January 5, according to PHIVOLCS. Based on PHIVOLCS' latest 24-hour monitoring, Canlaon emitted 3,639 tons of sulfur dioxide, slightly higher than the 3,469 tons recorded on Saturday, January 4.
I've been getting the updates like every day, all day long. It's quite far from here. It's not like when Taal blew up, what was it, 2020? Didn't blow up, but it was quite an eruption. And even here in Manila, we were covered in ash. Yeah, that was quite something in the air and everything, and all the villages around there had to be evacuated, like something from outer space, like a moon landscape when people returned. So I haven't heard anything about the people on the Negros Islands having to be evacuated, actually, but then I haven't been following it too closely. Once I realized how far away it was. We want to set left, right. We want to. Do I have it twice now? What is this? What happened here? What? Ah, they're copies. Okay, fine. Move left and right. Value. Of type float, see if it updates correctly. Move up down value, move left right value, set. So we want this like that, don't we? Copy that. Okay. Values for going north, values for going south, and west. I wonder if I can switch. I want to be able to do the plus and the minus correctly. Right? Ow. What do you think, Lennon? All right. What are you thinking? Look at my problem and tell me what you think. That's, yeah. You see it? And then the door is open. Right. Doing this wrong. Okay. I know the door is already facing east. So if it's facing east, then I know it should be plus or minus. These can go. Oh no, wait. These can go. I can easily check this. This is X. Watch X. Goes up, so it's plus. X plus this one goes to here. Let's stay. Minus 48. Compile, save. Like that. I'm totally overthinking this right now. Sounds ChatGPT. I don't spend the value to instead according to relabel setting up an email, just straightforward. Here's a step-by-step guide. Okay, we need emails. One more time. Blueprints. Here. Blueprints. Interface. Email. So E for cardinal direction. So now we open this one up. And again, east, south, west. What did we see? Enter here. This will be of type. Okay. Of type E1. E world. No. World. What is it called? Cardinal direction. E cardinal direction. There it is. Okay. Okay. Well, this is going to be destroyed. Switch. No. Okay, switch instrument. That's not what I wanted. Nope. Okay. One facing direction. Get one facing direction. This was I can convert it to a string. Problem solves. Thank you, Unreal Engine. It's probably this one. I mean, this one, this one. Plus 10. Okay, let's make these values a little bit smaller. I think the mistake I'm making in my thinking is that I can have just one of this one. I'm going to have 4 of these. And just one, get the world location. And then 4 times this one. This is the level of programming I am at in Unreal Engine at the moment. I don't know why it keeps highlighting this one. I want it to stop. And it keeps going back there. I don't know why. Okay, so the thing I'm worried about now is that I'm going to have to repeat this for simply lerping open and close, facing all the different directions. And this is why, if I could just change the local space, and then when I rotate it, I wouldn't have to do any of this. That's why, see, this is why I'm a beginner. So the problem I just created for myself is over here. I'm stuck thinking about world location because the original version was done within the level blueprint and requires the world location. And now that I'm in the blueprint of the door itself, I don't need the world location. I could just do the local location. And then when I rotate it, it doesn't matter. But I'm down this now, so it can't change. So I'm just gonna have to stick to this. Let's plug all these in. And I think there's a keyboard shortcut for just copying spaghetti as well. Let's try that again. Here we go. So if I stick with this one now, it means going east, Y stays the same. This one increases by 50. And it's open. Oh, don't knock over your coffee, bro. This one's open. But the blocking thing is still there. So I'm going to test that. Do I want the door to just move over? Or do I want it to look like a smaller door? How can I explain this? Screenshot, get out. Let's Command K to crop, save it. So So this is the door frame. And because of this forced perspective, I'm running into the problem where door is just a texture and the texture is just being moved. And in 3D space, it goes up so that the player can walk underneath, right? But now it takes up all this space for you to walk underneath, which is fine. But I'm thinking ahead now, seeing the problem where at this black line of the frame, this part should now be gone and disappear. A mask. If I could just mask it. There's that. I could also animate it. So this door opening, instead of the texture moving, could be an animation moving this way. And then this doesn't exist. And then it simply gets stuck on the last frame of animation, which would look like this. I could do that too. So we just gone through all this headache, and it'll work. But if I create a flipbook, the flipbook will simply rotate along with the whole BP. So none of this facing direction stuff is a problem. All of this will go away. So that is 1 hour I've spent thinking about this. It's been a pretty good hour. Oh. You didn't hear a word I said. So, Hopia. This is a filling. Comes with all sorts. I think this is red bean paste. Not sure. It's very good. It's working. It's actually hard to tell. See here that it's up. The Z order access thing is not high enough. It kind of reminds me of a garage door, you know, like it would go into the ceiling. We will finish the texture door moving world location based off direction door is facing first, before learning more A-Sprite and making a door with a flipbook animation. And I'll simply make a duplicate, call it V2. Earlier I felt like I lost an hour, but I actually, just going through the thinking process, you know, that's the programming. And the more I do it, the better I'll get at it, and the faster I'll realize that there's a better way. But at least doing it this way, I got to relearn adding enumerators quickly. Thanks, ChatGPT. This whole wired mess is going to be my version 1. And then I'll just do it over again for version 2. Because if there's one thing I learned learning how to program in Swift for iOS apps, like the key thing from programming for me is very much to iterate. Like, you want to get to something on screen working, anything, as quickly as possible, and then you iterate. So we have a door working, we're going to make a better door, and then we're going to make an even better door, and then we're going to make an even better door. Version 1. Keep that in mind, version 1. So the Z order is good enough. And I'm wondering if okay. So I've noticed that when you're inside the trigger box or collision box that asks questions, and you change the settings regarding that collision box, it doesn't check again. So the fact that the player is inside this box, which decides if the indicator, the little balloon indicating that you can talk to the door, is on. So we're going to go to show indicator box. Then we are going to make this smaller. Make this smaller. 40. Put it right here. This one still overlaps. Let's make this one smaller too, over here. So what I'm saying is, right there on the wall, we can have a switch to open and close the door. Since the interaction part to talk to the door, if you will, is, if we're going to stick with the dialogue system for a second. So that's already, so all I have to add is the flipping handle that you can flip. And I have to change that, of course. And I can add that all to the same. And then add it as an option, like for it to be visible. Right. So if you want a door with only a key that can only be opened with a key, then it can be the same blueprint. And if you want to use a handle to open and close it, and a key, but you still need to, you're still given the ability to manually open and close it without dialogue, perhaps. And then we can do that there too. Okay, this should work now. This one is facing west. Door is open. Switch to controller. Still haven't gotten it right. Okay. This one is covered now by the door correctly. We open the door. Open the door. This means. Here. I walk underneath. The door facing west should be open, but as you can see, it is offset in the most gruesome way. Same for this one. But then when you're here, it looks okay. So that's just fine tuning. But all things said and done, it's working. Right, little piggy? All right. Okay. Look at this collision I set up. Use the red key. Yeah, perfect. It's working. Okay. 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 That's 2 doors working.